Biologists were hopeful for much of the day that the two humpback whales stranded in the Delta would find their way back home to the ocean. After all, the two had traveled 24 miles in as many hours. But the mother and calf suddenly stopped near the Benicia Martinez Bridge, where they're now in a holding pattern. And while that area is closer to the bay, it presents new dangers for those whales. KTVU's Ken Wayne joins us now live with the very latest. Ken?
Sarah, this is the closest the two whales have been to the ocean since they were first spotted near Rio Vista 2 weeks ago. By nightfall, the whales were just a couple of hundred yards east of the Benicia Bridge. But just like their behavior at the Rio Vista Bridge, the whales appear to be taking their time before moving on, swimming in circles between the bridge and the Navy's fleet of mothballed ships in Sassoon Bay. Still, scientists are encouraged by the progress over the last 24 hours and say the higher salinity here in the bay is helping the whales get better.
The whale conditions seem to be in good shape right now. They are meandering, and we're hoping that they get it in their minds to keep going.
The whales finally crossed under the Rio Vista Bridge yesterday afternoon and covered about 24 miles in about 24 hours. Now they've made it about 2/3 of the way to the Golden Gate. While traveling down the Delta, the animals have put on quite a display, breaching the surface and slamming onto the water. Onlookers are thrilled. Scientists don't know what to make of it.
I'm not sure what that behavior indicates. There was some discussion that there could be some opportunities for feeding in that area, but I don't know what that behavior means.
The whales continue to draw crowds of onlookers. Today, many spent their Memorial Day holiday with binoculars, pointing out any sign of the animals. The whales are now in an area with heavy shipping traffic and holiday boaters, and that worries authorities.
We are having to divert some of the boats to do law enforcement activities because the whales have become a bit of a tourist attraction.
Authorities have held off administering more antibiotics to the whales. They're also contemplating whether or not to place a GPS tracking device on the adult. Scientists acknowledge the movement of the whales has been almost entirely up to the animals. Why they left the port of Sacramento on a Sunday around 2 p.m. and why they left Rio Vista on a Sunday around 2 p.m. are mysteries that have yet to be solved.
We are looking at all of the possibilities as to what that may have involved. There are a lot of factors there. We haven't sorted it out.
Authorities say they're also trying to round up fireboats to use to try to herd the whales farther down the bay if necessary. One fireboat will be coming from Sausalito tomorrow morning. Scientists say their two biggest worries right now are keeping ships and boats away from the animals and to keep the whales pointed towards the bay and hope that they don't backtrack up the Delta or up one of the local rivers. Live in Benicia, Ken Wayne, KTVU Channel 2 News.
Our coverage of the whales continues on KTVU.com. There you'll find updates as well as a slideshow of their journey.